And I want to stay in that space because it's true.
Yeah, God,
I
show
told my
us.
sister
Work
last
this
night, I
out.
said, I can't stay down here on this 3D plane. I took the red pill. I can't. I can't even move in this right here. I gotta see something higher in order just to be okay.
Okay.
I gotta believe that everything is working for my highest good. Not sometimes, all the time.
All the time, all day, every day.
Yes.
And for everybody concerned, it is working
Yes.
for the highest good.
Yes.
And you know what? So sometimes, I'm always thinking about, sometimes there's a rocky middle. This rocky middle space that we go through where you don't necessarily see it, right?
Yeah.
But this is a close of one chapter and an open into another. And so this is the rocky middle, and it's going to be better on the other side.
Yep. Late in the midnight hour.
Yes, 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 girl. It is already all right. You just gotta just go through this little spot.
Yeah.
How about your tire? Did you get your tire fixed?
I didn't because everyone wanted appointments and
Did you order it?
Sam's Club wanted a point, huh?
Or did you order it?
I
No.
ordered 4 tires for Sam's to put on. So,
Okay.
but I'm gonna go in the morning. Well, if I'm here, because we're flying out tonight, so that's a wrap. So the intention was to go in the morning and let Sam's fix the plug, and then the tires should be here in 3 to 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was going to schedule an appointment today because I had to order them myself. They didn't order them for me. I don't know what that's about, but I had to go online and order
Mm-hmm.
them, and then they'll put them on. So um and it's so awesome because my tire hasn't gone down in like 3 days. This is the third day. I checked this morning and it
Uh-huh.
didn't go down. So um yeah, so that so yeah. My sister's like, you're so amazing. I was like, girl, this is not me. Please understand.
But it is.
It is. It is.
It
It is.
is. Claiming it.
It
Claiming it.
is.
Oh, goodness. Goodness.
I
All
just
day.
can't wait to hug him and hold him. And he is, it's a small town, so he is very well known, very liked. And so I mean, it's so small that my brother, imagine he could just walk down there and be like, I'm coming to get my dad. And they're like, sorry, boo, there's a process. You
Mm,
know, we're all, they're like down there like they putting him in jail. Like it was just like, what?
mm.
So everything is going to work out. The story of Joseph has just been moving all inside of me since yesterday. Um, just that whole scenario, the story when they put Joseph in the well, in the hole in the ground, and sold him into slavery, and he went to prison, and that's this story.
Okay.
That's what I told my sister. I said, that's this story.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
light is so bright and you can't put out the light. My father has 9 children and we are all light bodies.
Yeah.
So it's going to be okay. It's
Yeah.
going to be okay. And he going to be okay.
Yes. 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 And so, and you just gotta keep them surrounded in that light,
Yes. Yes.
and your siblings,
Yes.
so it is so you creating a vibrational energy around that,
Hmm.
and that in itself is powerful.
So my sister and I got together and we prayed and we lit candles in honor of my uncle, in honor of my dad. And we prayed and then we got up and danced to 3 songs like we never danced before.
I
And
love that.
just like, no, like
I
we
love
win. Like, the best is yet to come.
it. Yes. Yes. Yes.
We did that one, we did Blessed, and then God Favors Me. And we just jammed our hearts out, sending my
Oh,
father all kind of love, all kind of, and just surrounding him with the yes, yes, that all that is like,
mhm,
it's just, so that part feels so good.
mhm.
And it feels good to hear people, the energy and the thoughts behind who my father is. It's like, oh, well, this was self-defense. They're just so sure, because that's the energy that he carried. And so he carries.
Uh,
And so I'm just gonna hang in it, I'm gonna use it, and and just stand in that for him, because he's devastated. He loved his brother too
yeah,
much to
yeah,
listen to death.
yes, yes,
He loved him so much. And but it's interesting. It's This is where I am.
yes,
This is where I am, and it's okay.
yes. And this too shall pass.
Yes, yes. I'm already starting to stand into the victory side. It's a push, but I'm working
Hmm. Hmm.
working on
Right, right,
it.
right, right,
I'm
right.
I'm ready. I'm like,
Right.
okay.
Yay. So yes, 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 yes. Thank you. Thank you. So in this moment, we are just recognizing the power and the presence of God in all, through all, as all, right here
Mm,
where we are, and right where your Father is.
mm,
We are blessing everything and everyone around this situation.
yes.
We are knowing that it is working out for its highest and best good.
Yes, yes.
We don't know what is happening. We don't know why. We don't know any of that stuff, but we know that you do. Let
We
us
are.
all see clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Let us all see clearly to that truth that sets us free. Yay.
Yes.
We bless all of this. We bless where he is. We bless every hand and every life that touches his, intersects with
Say
his.
thank you right now. I say thank
Yes.
you. I
Yes.
say thank you. I say thank you. I say thank you. Hmm.
Stephanie makes her way on that journey. We bless every step of her journey, every life that she encounters, everything that touches her path. We bless that,
Mm-hmm.
making that way straight, knowing that all of it is working out.
Yes.
We thank you. We
Mm-hmm.
bless this space. We bless this time. We bless this moment, every eyeball and every ear. We bless it, knowing that the words spoken here are filled with your light, love, and wisdom of the highest. We
Yes.
thank you, God, for a healing. Anytime that we thought we
Yes.
could have been under attack, anytime we thought anything was operating against us, God, heal that thought so that we,
Yes.
in this moment, we are in our divine right place. We thank you and we release this, knowing our words cannot return unto us void. We just say amen, amen,
Oh,
amen.
it is.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so grateful.
So I'm
So
going to take do one of your numbers.
yes.
And come into this present moment.
I love it. I love it. You know,
Oh,
that
yes,
was
God.
something else that I had to pick up this morning and set over to the side because I was like, I got so much going on. And then all of a sudden, you know how it is, just like we just did. You think, okay, this is what's on my plate today. And then you remember, oh wow, I got an appointment I gotta be at this time. And then that's one other thing that is like, okay, so now let's make this jam happen because all of this is right here on my
Right.
plate.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for even that, even the being able to maneuver through all of that.
Yes.
So amazing and excellent. Amazing and excellent. I came in here without my phone. And I yeah, and so I'll go and get that in a little bit.
What is
So
that? What happens? What do you use that? You use that when we're doing this?
my phone.
Uh-huh.
No, actually, somebody started texting me at 7 a.m. about a printer that I had on offer up
Okay.
for a year now, because it's an old printer. And usually I'm like, don't nobody want this, because with the new operating systems, you can't really use it.
Right.
And so the guy was asking, does it have a power cord? Does this, does that, And I'm like, yes, 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 yes. Get it. I've been trying to get rid of this printer. I, honestly, I got to make sure that it's still downstairs, because I was
Kind of
planning.
changed and cleaned and
Yeah.
redecorated.
And my plan was to drop it off at the Goodwill.
Okay.
I must have about maybe 3 or 4 old printers here that just don't operate with Windows 10 or XP or all of that stuff. And one of them I might have given away because it had a whole bunch of ink cartridges with it too.
Okay.
But usually I'll put them on offer up for $10 and then set them to the side and forget about it until somebody says, hey, do you have? And so, yeah, it's just, that's how that goes.
What else you have to do?
Yeah.
I said something else now that you have to do. Address
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
printer.
but I'm gonna what I was planning on doing was, until I came in here and saw what time it was, what I was planning on doing was just sitting the printer in front of the door so that I would have to step over it in order to get out of the door. And I got to be over in Middleburg Heights at 11 o'clock.
Oh.
And I'm telling all my stuff, and yesterday when I got off of here, I had a bunch of stuff to do for the organization that I'm the treasurer of. So I did all of that stuff, which took me a while. And then I got a call from the plumber who had not finished up the stuff in my basement. And so I needed my spigot to work outside in the back. And so when he called, I was like, yes, you can come and do this. Well, 4 hours later, when he finally finished up, a job that should have really taken 30 minutes at the
Oh, what?
4 hours later, then I'm like tired and it was just crazy. So just one of those days. Just one of those days. So yesterday I didn't even get in my sauna. I haven't been in my sauna, it seems like, in a week. And I need that. Maybe that's why my face was.
Oh, yeah, that'll get out some of those impurities too.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to, I don't want to keep you too long because I have like I said, I gotta
Yeah,
turn.
I'm gonna get off probably at 8 because I need to wrap up with my team because I'm gonna be gone possibly. So I want to be able to make
Mm-hmm,
sure I have clear and concise
mm-hmm.
information.
Yeah, I'm going out of town at the end of the month too. So
Oh, nice. For I
we'll
hope pleasure.
yeah, I'm going for a wedding. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Um yeah, somebody I was talking to somebody and he was like, why do old people get married? I was like, first off, 50 ain't old.
What
50 ain't old. And why not? Why not? What the heck
would
is
you propose them to do? Right? Yeah. I
that?
don't know.
The heck
Ah,
is
whatever.
And
Ah,
I am a eternal optimist like that.
me
It's
too.
just because life is juicy.
It is. It
Or,
is.
you know,
It's just fun. I mean,
yeah,
whatever. You
yeah.
know.
I mean, certainly you don't have to be married in order to have fun, but there are certain benefits that come with it. So do what you do. All
He
right.
said
So,
old people. Oh,
huh?
he said old people.
Yeah,
Huh.
50 ain't old. I mean,
I'm like, wow.
and the funny thing about that is that, like at my age, I look back and I remember, oh, no. Let me say this. The guy I was with yesterday, that plumber, he said something, I try to always be me. That I ain't got nobody else to be. But we had to make a stop because I had to go by the bank to pay him. And he's looking at this Black woman who has her little kid by the hand walking down the street. And he says, why do people let themselves go like that? And I looked at him and I said, go like that. I said, you mean let them go like you? Let themselves go like you? And he was like, he was like, we gonna get a divorce. I was like, see, we wouldn't even been married if you was talking that crap to me, right? And so what I said to him is I was like, I said, life is hard for people. I was like, this system, this place, this world can beat people down. And it beats you down so bad and so hard that some people just stop trying. They succumb to the pressure that they're under. I said, so some folks are doing the best that they can with what they have. And I'm just sitting up there looking at this dude like, bruh.
Wow.
Every time you get up, somebody is telling you no, and what you can't do, and what you can't have. And it's like this place is not made for people to thrive in, not Black folks.
Right.
And so, so I'm seeing this sister and I'm saying to myself, like, who are you to say something about what she's supposed to be doing or how she's supposed to look? He was like, I was like thinking to myself, you done picked the wrong person to say something to.
Or the right, because you decided to be enlightened today.
Okay. I was like,
or the right person on the right day.
Yes.
Because he's blocking himself too. Talk about the first chakra.
Yes.
We are all one. You holding up your energy.
Yes. And so, so I was just like, I'm sitting there and I'm just trying to tell him, I said, whether it happens when you're in school, right? Because in school, everybody is who she thinks she is, or I'm not going to be your friend, or all of this stuff. We got hurt on top of hurt. I heard just today, as I was listening to Rhonda, they started talking about somebody who I had heard a lot of, this was a while back ago. I had heard a lot of negative stuff around her. And while, I didn't know her to know one way or another, I know that it's one of those things that kind of play in the back of your mind whenever you see somebody. Like, okay, this is the energy that they're coming from. Mm-hmm. Well, they don't necessarily tell you why that is there. So as I listened this morning for a brief second, I was like thinking like, oh, because when we start talking about hurt, loss, pain, things that people haven't dealt with, or this is how they deal with it, this is how they now show up, it's no wonder. It's no wonder. I called my cousin yesterday,
yes.
the one whose son was just killed.
Oh, is she doing?
And I've been, yeah.
How is she doing?
She's doing remarkably well. I've been checking in on her every day. And yesterday when I called her, she was like, I could hear the smile in her voice, but also, there's a smile and a cheer, but also a tear.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, oh, we're just sitting here listening to some of his music and just kind of grooving on his stuff. And I was thinking, oh, how sweet,
Mm-hmm. How healing. Yes. That's so good.
To stay in that energy and not look away, know? Mm-hmm. And so, yes, it's like we don't understand, the loss, the hurt, the blame that people take on. We don't see any of that stuff.
And we would be we would be wise to understand that.
Right. Right. That you see somebody, that woman walked into our line of sight for the first time, and he's up there trying to say something about
And
her.
that's the energy. You just push that energy into her direction.
Yeah. And
You
so,
know?
yeah. So I was just like, dude, dude.
Good. He got a lesson today,
Yeah, don't wax yourself. Oh, goodness. Oh,
Oh.
love it. I love it. So and so that is that family of origin story, all of that stuff rolled up into. And what's in here for, as we talk about family of origin, sometimes we got to ask ourselves, what's the lesson here in that for me, right?
Absolutely.
Because we're looking at our lives from a holistic standpoint of view, not divided. And
No.
so yesterday I also had another conversation with another friend that was talking about her family, her immediate family. And she's telling me about, what her brother or family members and what they don't do. And on one level is you're not anybody's victim, especially not the victim of your family members. Don't put yourself in that victim role, because that is first off a powerless place to be.
Right.
But on the flip side of that, having siblings myself, I know that we have to be generous with people, right? Because it's not all about me. It is not all about me. I hear people who talk about folks being mama's boys um, or just kind of like into their family.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that is one of those things where how do you learn how to have a balance between between your nuclear family and then your new family, that the one that you have chosen, the new person, the wife, or the new, so there is a balance in trying to keep those things in order, right? And so I don't assume that as we grow up, that I am any longer, not that I had ever been, but that I am any longer a first priority. I am a priority, but not a first one.
Right.
I
Right.
don't supersede what's going on with them in their lives. And so, my thing is that shucks, I'm standing up on my own two big old feet.
Yes. It's true.
Yeah, I don't have to go and my brothers are amazing and wonderful, but they also have very full lives, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And so I just let me be in a space and an energy where I respect that and I know that and keep it moving.
Yeah.
I'm not keeping no tally. One for you and two for me. I'm not keeping a tally. I'm not sitting up trying to say what have you done for me? That's not, no, 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 no. So anyway,
I
that's,
know. I just did the same thing. Like, oh,
yes, that's, yes. And so that acceptance thing that we talked about yesterday too, is
yeah.
accepting people right where they are, how they are, and loving them anyway. That's a lesson for all of us. So we're on level 2 now. Level 2, and level 2 resonates to our sex organs, that as sexual energy, but it is also the partnership chakra.
Mm-hmm.
and that sacred sacrament called communion. And communion is, dang on it, I was supposed to get that book out, right?
Oh yeah. Did you find it?
You know what? After I didn't even look for it again after I got off of here yesterday. It just popped up for me. So let me see. Thoughts, I think it is in the book. Thoughts are things. And it's not even coming up in my Kindle.
Mm.
Oh, maybe it is. Here it is. Maybe that is it. Okay, so now it's downloading. Okay, thoughts are things and God in you. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so there. Hey, Erica.
Morning, Erica.
Okay, so all right, so now do I want to go to that location? Yes, that's cool. Okay, so so this is the communion and the Sephira of Yesod. Is that how you say it? Yesod? Yesod.
I don't
Yes.
even see that.
Okay, on level 2.
Yeah, I'm looking right now.
Okay. Um, so this one is all about honor. And so let's see if I am to talk to you guys about honor. I remember hearing a story about a samurai warrior. And the samurai warrior had, as you know, most samurai warriors do, had a master who was his tutor or his teacher. And let's see. Let's see if I can. And so the samurai have a code of honor, and the samurai code is concept of honor, one of the 7 virtues, and they must know what is right and what is wrong and do what is right at all times. And time is not just when someone else is looking. And so there was this story about okay, so I'm gonna stop looking for the story, but and tell the story from what I remember of it. So there was this story about the samurai's master or teacher, whatever, being killed. And so the samurai, the student, set out to avenge his master. And so he searched and searched and searched. And finally, when he found the guy who had committed the injustice on his master, it just in the midst of them fighting or the struggle for him to avenge him, what he realized is that he was no longer doing this out of a sense of honor or duty, but out of anger. And so he stopped himself and he had to bow out and back up, because as long as he was motivated by his emotions, he was in the wrong. And so it was a sense of honor of in his own integrity. Like, let me work out my own issues, then I'll be back. I don't know, but it was with that sense of honor. And so a lot of times what we see is that honor is almost like an old-fashioned virtue for some, or for so many people, because honor is about it's integrity, right?
Yes.
There's high respect or great esteem, and so you keep yourself with a certain type of reverence even about how you
Yes.
think, or especially about how you
Yes.
think and how you see things. And so all of that, when we look at this idea of honor one another, how are we seeing? How are we seeing? And so sometimes, like when we just like the guy did yesterday, when we reduce a person down to just what you see, or a body, without recognizing that there is a story and a history there, there is a whole person there, right? It's not just the what we see on the surface. We don't honor them. We don't honor another when we just look at them in that kind of way. We have to look at people and see them as we would see ourselves. Yes, this is who I am today, but it doesn't show you all the
The
heels
story
and
isn't over.
yeah.
Yeah.
We don't see all of this stuff, right? We don't see where a person has come from, come through, how they've changed over
Oh,
the years,
true.
all of that stuff. We are all, every one of us has a story. And just because you don't see it does not mean that it's not
Ain't there?
just as real and as valid as
Yes.
all the rest of the stuff. And so to honor a person is a sacred act, I think it is. And so it says that this basically, this second level of communion, and it's interesting that this comes at the level of our sex organs, right? Because we don't even honor our bodies nowadays. We don't honor that our bodies have an intelligence all their own,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so sometimes, you know, when to be aware, what does that mean for us, right? To be aware, to come aware, is to also be aware of or conscious of the physical sensations that would say to us no, when our minds might say yes. Like my
Yes.
minds might say this
Yes.
is an opportunity or an opening, and our body is like saying,
Yeah, it's an awareness. The book that book, the Pussy book
uh-huh.
that we read, that was such an awakening um to the fact that there is another energy force that can inform
Mm-hmm.
my decision making, that can inform my prosperity, that
Mm-hmm.
can inform my ability to be present, and my ability to be aware of danger. Like, there is so much power in that space,
Right. Right.
but we have not been groomed
Right.
to recognize that and to honor it, or to give it any attention. And for people of color, I'll speak for the woman part, I get that, because if I'm a slave woman, I'm raped, disregarded, treated as a person to give birth to another animal, to do more labor. So it's so devastated and devastating
Mm-hmm.
that yeah, there's like this there's a misfire. Why wouldn't it be?
Right, right. And we have to, that's one of the things that I think we have to relearn all over again. Because let me tell you this, it's really interesting to me that where I am in life, I can recall even being aware of the scent of another person. Like, you ever, I mean, everybody has a smell, everybody
Mm-hmm.
has their own
Mm-hmm.
scent. And you know that sometimes when you smell a person, either it can smell like resonant, natural, like
Mm-hmm.
home to you.
Mm-hmm.
You can also smell when it's not.
Yeah.
And so if we were,
That's so good.
if we were more conscious about stuff, every one of our senses helps us to make good decisions or
Decision.
bad
Yes.
about what our choices are going to be. So, say for instance, our eyes might tell us this person is pleasing to us, right? But if our eyes somehow get, deceived, because because people are all about, we're all about appearances, but sometimes what appears to be real, what appears gold, everything that glitters is not gold, right?
Television. Don't just TV.
Right. I mean, all of that, right? So if we don't get it with our eyes, then what does our nose tell us? What is our sex organs tell us? What does touch tell us? What is all of this? Our senses are built to say, to tell us a
Intentional.
yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, we disregard that stuff.
We don't know. People don't. People
Right.
are not aware. They are
Not been
not
taught to
aware.
respect it. We have not been taught to respect it. I think some people are more, a little more, and I want to use the term aware, but sometimes they don't understand the motivation. They do understand the reaction, but
Mm-hmm.
not the
Yes.
motivation
Mm-hmm.
behind the
Mm-hmm.
reaction. And so I often wonder, like with a man or with a guy, if so you see some of them that'll just smell you like, but it's the perfumes, it's the cover up, it's all of that stuff. And I really do think that we have lost so much by some of the stuff that we have been told about
We
being civilized.
declare all that is natural and good as bad.
Yes, or animalistic, as if we are not animals.
Right. Right.
I mean, when we talk about life forms, we may be highly involved, intelligent animals, but animals
However, right, right,
right?
right.
That
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I am always talking about how when I look at a gorilla and the way that it breathes, knowing that it is the same body process
Nostrils.
are that are happening with it is happening with
Happening with
me,
me. Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Pause and take that in.
yes.
And yeah, yeah. Oh, yes.
Yes. So to honor one another is I think an amazing kind of concept, and to look at the totality of a person is really interesting. So from the partnership chakra, it says we receive the power to act with integrity and honor within our relationships, from marriage to friendship to professional bonds. And so I remember hearing people say that there is honor among thieves,
Yeah.
right? And there are certain things that people respect and certain things that they don't, right? Some people have respect for pockets or for different situations. But this is about learning how to honor all, to go across the board and having this sense of honor, integrity, reverence, and all of that stuff for everyone that you come in contact with. And so this energy, it says, is particularly active because it resonates in all financial and creative activities. So integrity and honor are necessary for health. So if you can imagine that the things that you do, whatever it is that you do, has this impact on everything you touch, right? Then what it would teach you is that what you do in any one area of your life is what you do in all areas of your life. And so this thing, to not act with an honor and integrity, is a definite energy drain. So if you want to lose energy, think about whatever it is. Think about lying, right? The lies that you tell withdraw something, or it becomes a withdrawal from your energy. And the longer that you maintain that lie or double down on that lie, or even when the lie is something that you've forgotten about, it still has energy drain, as if it is as if something you know, what the visual that I just got was, is if you've ever seen like a tube that has been placed in somebody's ear or been placed in a wound that is meant like as a drainage tube there. Can you imagine that every little lie that you have told, little or big, is like somebody sticking a drainage tube into your energy field, and that continues to drain even when it's not present at mind? There is still a drip in your energy that is has stuff going out from you. Can you imagine how that is if you are then considered a liar? I mean, it becomes part of, and I'm clear that that here's one of the things that I used to say, and I could probably still say, is that you are good, you are human, you are this, right? What you do is something different, but what you do impacts who you are. So just because you tell a lie doesn't mean, for me, doesn't mean that you're a liar all the time, right? That doesn't become your self-definition. But what it does do is that it impacts you on a regular basis, to the point of which you have to do something in order to seal that off. And that's where forgiveness comes in. That's where this idea of release comes in. That's where the idea of confession comes in. Because if you need to release that out of your energy field, there is a process that you do in order to heal those wounds. And so so there are so many things that we can do. Now, I wanted this book because I wanted to, there's some stuff that I wanted to share out of here, but of course, since I just got it back, I just downloaded it again. That means that I don't see my highlights in here. But I am looking, yeah, it's I have to find where it is, and then I'll be able to share it with you. Okay, so let me not get stuck though. Let me move on. So honor and integrity are necessary for your health. To figure out the places where you are losing power is necessary for you to seal those things off. And sometimes it means just turning your attention towards it and then forgiving it. And remember that forgiveness acts retroactively. So if you forgive in this now moment, it goes back and it heals your timeline. So if right now I am asking for or doing forgiveness work on that, you know, that young man that I talked about yesterday, if I'm doing forgiveness work on that, I am healing that timeline. And what it is that I'm doing in this moment is holding on to the idea that that did not have a lasting impact on his life. Let that be then sealed up and then released, so that it no longer informs not only how I operate in this moment, but how he operates as well. I can't even think of his name, but there is this desire to have that spot healed, that rift, if he is still experiencing any residual trust issues or or ideas about what is possible for him, that now be healed and released, right? So the Christ in me forgives and releases him, and the Christ in him forgives and releases me as well. So that becomes the work that is necessary in the moment, so that I am being aware of the impact that I've had. So sometimes, and sometimes those things can be really impactful in the now moment, because we don't necessarily, sometimes we hold on to stuff without necessarily letting it go. So to honor yourself and your own energy, how do I then, if you can imagine that anytime you do something to somebody, it's as if you run a cord from them to you, and that cord is there until it is then severed, right? And so how do we sever that? We sever it through the act of confession, through forgiveness, through doing that healing work around what needs to be tied off. And so within every one of our relationships is the need for us to really be conscious about the energy that we have brought to a particular situation, and what it's saying about us and about them. So there is this part that I wanted to get out of this, and out of this book, and I'm not necessarily seeing it right off. Mind of the body has various terms: the material mind, the mortal mind, and the carnal mind, all refer to the same mind or to the real self, which has been educated in the era of the body. Hey, your voice is back anyway. Hey. I know you said that you needed to be off of here at 8 o'clock, and it seemed like you started getting calls right at 8. And so I was just trying to find the spot in this book that I wanted to share, and it is just not like, it's not coming clear to me at the moment. And I read this book so many years ago, and I'm not even sure yeah, I'm not even sure of where it is. Okay, so I'm not gonna belabor this. I'll just keep moving. So let me just try to finish out this particular page, or this particular section. When we violate our honor or compromise in any way, we contaminate our spirits and our physical body. So it becomes our work to do, right? And it may be something that somebody else has perpetrated. We feel like somebody has perpetrated upon us, whether it is your family or a complete stranger. It becomes your work to do.
Yes.
Doesn't make it somebody else's responsibility. It is always yours to do. Let me tell y'all about this real quick. Yesterday, I had the occasion, after I finished up with the plumber and all that other good stuff, I had the occasion to sit down and, well, not sit down and watch it. I watched while I cooked, that Two Distant Strangers. It's a short film that won an Oscar just over last weekend, or whenever the Oscars played. Maybe it was 2 weeks ago. But Two Distant Strangers was really interesting because it was basically the dynamics between two distant strangers. And it was totally unlike anything that I had expected. I didn't know what I expected to see, but it really brought to mind this, this whole thing about how our spirits can be tied together in this endless loop. And until we get the lesson, we don't get the lesson, right? And so it becomes this process, the process of how do I then release? How do I then heal and release this so that it's no longer informing all the decisions that I make? When I was when I was younger, it sounds like I got a frog in my throat. When I was younger, I had some stuff. Of course, I could talk about when I was raped. I can talk about how devastating it was, and both on a physical level as well as on a mental level. And that was one of the things that I used to wrestle with all the time. Let me wrestle with this idea about my body, about my worth, about my rights of and my right of ownership over this. Like, do I have the right to say no? Do I have the right to have dominion over this, who I am? And it becomes this thing of where it can be a spiritual breakdown. It can be a spiritual estrangement. It can be one of those things that takes you away from yourself.
Yes.
But until you recognize it, until you really start to do some work down on it, you have not gotten to the point where you reclaim or remember your body.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so that was a work and effort for me. I'm going to read for you guys, and then I'll close with this. I'm going to read from you guys because Stephanie has referred to it, and I love this story about Isis and Osiris. And I just remembered that I do believe Marianne Williamson did it beautifully in this book called Enchanted Love. And so I'm going to flip through here and see if I can find it for you real quick. And then I can share that story with you guys and then let it go. But I'm flipping. And the reason why I'm flipping is because I have a tendency, I mark up my books. When I read a book, it is like highlighter and writing in the margins and all of that good stuff. And so I recall that whichever book it is that she wrote, I wrote at the top of the page, Isis and Osiris. And so I am just looking through. And for those of you, we all have our authors that we love, right? We all, and I guess I used to ask people, I actually need to go back and find that post. Sometimes it's so hard to find posts once you've let them go past. But I asked people at one point, like, what author resonates to you? Or, name a author or a story or something that just resonates to you. And it's always interesting what people will write. Okay, so I don't know why I'm not seeing this, but and so Marianne Williamson is that for me. She is all that and more for me. Okay, I am not seeing it, so I don't know if I'm going to take up any more time in flipping through this. I'll find it and then I'll share it with you. But I do have something else in here marked off, and I don't know what the story is, but it's marked off, and it says actually start here.
Follow the breadcrumbs.
Yeah, it was probably for something else that I probably for another talk that I was giving, but I'll read this because this one is short. And so I'll read this one. All right. So all who meet according to the principles of miracles will one day meet again until their relationships become holy. We will learn to forgive one another. We will learn to bless one another, and we will learn to release each other to our highest, most noble patterns of enlightenment and growth.
That's good.
The future is planned and contained in the present. What is chosen by us now will seem to be chosen for us later. The love we give is the love that will return to us 1,000 times over in ways we cannot even imagine. So great is the probable light. And similarly, whatever love we withhold, whatever we do to stop the flow of love to our door will be reflected in our circumstances at some later date. Painful is this wheel of relationship suffering, and our romantic karma continues to haunt us until we finally let go and submit our hearts to a higher authority. It ultimately doesn't matter what happened in the past, so much as that we take full responsibility for our part in it. Until we do, the universe will continue to hold up a mirror to our face.
Oh, yes.
See? See?
Ouch. And yes.
And if necessary, make amends, says the mirror. Atone and forgive, that you might get off the wheel of suffering, or don't atone and don't forgive and literally stay on that wheel forever. I thought that was just, sometimes some of these things, some of the imagery that it brings up is just so right on point. So, so I am so appreciative of her and her writing. Yeah, it is so powerful. I'm gonna read this little, no, I'm not gonna read because that's not a little story. But this is just one of those rich books. And so maybe I'll look through here and find this story so I can read it to you at a later date. She says in this one page here, she says, what I want more than anything is to be my best for you. What I want more than anything is to provide you with warmth in all the places where you have wandered in the cold for so long. What I want is to become someone who gives to you with the naturalness of a fountain giving water, and receives from you with the graciousness with which the earth receives the rain.
That's honor, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Good.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful. Oh.
That's good.
Yeah. So on that note, we are going to call it a day. I think
I'm holding that. That is for me.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Don't mean to be selfish or stingy, but yep, got that one. Taking it.
Yes. So yeah, I love her writing. So and it is just so right on point. So right on point. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. I am blessing you and blessing your path. Keep me posted.
I will.
I will be here. And tomorrow we will pick up on this level 2, because I am still not even into that section yet. And the funny thing about it is that these lessons build up on top of each other. It's not Like we're talking about these level 1, level 2, level 3, but then we're going to go back still once we get through this section and double down on this, drill down on it a little bit more. This is the way the book goes. And so, yeah, so it's all in this building process that we go through and think about these things. So don't think that you are behind or that you won't get exactly what you need, because you will. And there is the Stephanie mentioned the book a couple of times. It was a book that I had originally read called Pussy, and it is an amazing, phenomenal book. And it's one of those things that teaches you how to really listen to your body, how to honor the messages that it gives you. And so in reading that, my life was truly blessed. It's by Regina Thomas Hauser, in case you are interested in that particular work. So yeah, so with that, I'm gonna just let and release you.
Thank you so much for this day. Like this is just perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, I thank you, Stephanie. I'm really honored to be sharing this journey with you. Yes, yes, yes. And I will keep you guys covered in prayer, knowing that all of this is working out for your highest and best good.
And I love this. I wrote that down, that the future is in the present. And I'm standing in that.
Yes,
I can move myself into that space today.
yes,
And who would I be? Who am I in the
yes,
future of this?
yes,
Right?
yes. Hmm. Yes, yes, yes. What is it for us to learn, to know, to see,
Mm-hmm.
to be? Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so good.
beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So with that, I am just releasing you guys, saying the light of love, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever you are, God is, and all is well.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Just hold on to that. All is well. Sometimes in the moment, it seems rickety and difficult,
Yes.
but all is well. It's already all right. That's what they used to tell me all the time. Already all right. It don't have to get all right. It is already all right. You just, sometimes it's just this process of life seems that we got to walk towards the rightness, but it's already done. Already done. All right. So blessings. I'll see you tomorrow, God willing, and the creek don't rise.
Yes.
All
Have a
right.
good day.
You too, babe. Bye bye.